In life, some men are born to be heroes, others to become legends. But there are those whose destiny is not written on paper, but carved in scars. A bird that never made it back to its nest. A dream torn in two. And a question that still echoes in the dark. Amid the wreckage, among forgotten souls, between tragedy and desolation, someone still opens their eyes and refuses to die.
I am Jackson Follmann. I was born on March 14th, 1992, in Alecrim, a forgotten corner in the south of Brazil, a place where dreaming was forbidden. And football wasn't just a sport, it was the only way out. Like many kids in Brazil, I dreamed of becoming a footballer, but I didn't want to score goals. I wanted to stop them. Between the posts, I found my place. I just wanted to be a goalkeeper, to stop everything with my hands, not knowing there are things no goalkeeper can ever save. I started from the bottom in a small football academy of Grêmio. But soon after, the academy shut its doors. My dreams didn't. I went to try my luck at a small, humble club called Juventude, where I won the Under-20 Campeonato Gaúcho. My performance was so strong that I was soon called back to Grêmio, this time to the professional squad. At Grêmio, the competition was fierce. There were great goalkeepers, but few opportunities. It seemed like my dreams were falling apart, and I was loaned out once again, this time to a 4th division team. I felt like I was falling, but I didn't give up. I worked in silence, dreaming quietly, until 2016, when the opportunity that would change everything arrived. I was loaned to Chapecoense. Not knowing that this team would mark my life forever, I arrived as a backup goalkeeper, but just being there already felt like a miracle. Chapecoense wasn't a giant, but it played with soul. In just 5 years, it had climbed 4 divisions. Its story grew with each match, so high that, without realizing it, it was already touching the sky. Quite literally. In 2016, with Chapecoense, we shocked everyone in the Brazilian Championship. Competing in one of the most demanding leagues in the world, we achieved the unthinkable, qualifying for the Copa Sudamericana. It was the second most important tournament in South America. But to us, it felt like a World Cup. We faced historic teams, true giants of South American football. But we weren't intimidated. Match by match, we grew, we won, we dreamed, until we eliminated none other than Independiente from Argentina, a giant with 7 international titles. Each victory brought us closer not only to the final, but to what felt like a miracle. On November 2nd, 2016, we faced San Lorenzo in Argentina. No one bet on us, and yet we did it. We reached the final of the Copa Sudamericana. A small team from a forgotten corner of Brazil was one step away from continental glory. It was all joy, disbelief, pride. We were living the dream. We were going to face Atlético Nacional of Colombia. But life, fickle and cruel, sometimes hides its true face behind victories. That day we believed we had touched the sky, not knowing that soon we would fall from it. The days leading up to the final were a dream. I couldn't stop imagining myself lifting the trophy, becoming a continental champion. That wasn't just football, it was eternity. We trained with our souls. Every pass, every save, every silence in the locker room had a single purpose: glory. November 30th was marked in all our hearts as the most important day of our lives. We said goodbye to our families with smiles, with hugs full of hope. We boarded that plane like warriors heading into our final battle. We never imagined that it wasn't a trip to sporting glory, but to another kind of eternity. The flight began smoothly. We were headed to Medellin, Colombia, on an Avro RJ-85 aircraft. Some joked, others slept. I stared out the window, but something in the air felt off. The voices in the cockpit sounded nervous. The maneuvers became erratic, like something was wrong. I don't remember much more because when I opened my eyes, I wasn't in a stadium. At 9:58 p.m., the world went dark. The plane we were traveling in crashed into a mountain in Antioquia. We never landed, we never played. Of the 78 souls on board, only 6 survived. And since then, one question has haunted me every single day. Why me? Why did I survive? The rescue took time. It was a difficult area. I didn't know if I was alive or if I no longer belonged to this world. When I woke up, I realized I had lost more than friends, teammates, brothers. I had lost a part of myself. My right leg. The leg I had used since I was a child to strike the ball. The leg that had carried so many dreams of glory was gone. My football was taken away. My body was taken away. But my soul, they couldn't take. If life had left me here, it was for something greater than myself. The cause of the accident was human error. The pilots never informed anyone that there wasn't enough fuel. And when they finally did, it was already too late. The plane didn't crash because of a storm or a mechanical failure. It crashed because of silence. Because of that silence, I lost my career, I lost my friends, and I lost a final without ever playing it. Today, I walk with a prosthetic leg, but every step I take is filled with purpose. I left behind professional football, but I found a new way to live. Now I sing, I give motivational talks. I speak about pain, but also about hope. And with every story I share, I plant a seed of strength. 15. I am no longer just the goalkeeper from Chapecoense. I am Jackson Follmann, the man who fell from the sky and rose again. And if I breathe today, I do it for myself, but above all, for those who no longer can. I didn't choose to be a survivor, but I did choose what to do with the life I had left. Football taught me to fly, but tragedy taught me to walk with purpose. I lost a leg, but I gained the chance to give meaning to every step. Now I know Strength doesn't live in your body, it lives in your soul. I hope my story helps you keep fighting, because life is beautiful, where some win trophies, others win invisible battles, and both are worth it.